Oh. Okay, so actually let me just move this. Okay, glute bridge variations. Okay, so glute bridges people tend to always get wrong, and it's just because there's a lot of misinformation out there basically. So lying down, I'll go through the movement first, and then I'll go through foot positioning and everything. Make sure your head's fully relaxed on the floor, shoulders, chest open. You can either have your hands down here or up here. I'll put them up here just so you can see what's happening with my hips. What you want to do is imagine you've got a bucket of water on your hips here resting, and as you lift, you want to tilt it so that your foot, like, literally wash your face with the water. Okay, so imagine you're trying to tilt water down you. Okay, so what you're doing is you're going to tilt that pelvis back, immediately tilts towards you, and then you're keeping it there as you go up to the top and then back down, keeping that tilting until you get all the way to the floor and you relax. Okay, that's going to make sure you're squeezing your glutes, but it's also going to make sure that you're protecting your lower back so that when you're at the top you're not here, which is, I don't think you can see what I'm doing, but it's basically dropping into my lower hips. It can feel like I'm squeezing my glutes, but it's not where I want it to be. I want to be up here squeezing. Okay, it's coming down here. The other way you can think of it is what I said earlier. Bring your I can't even think of the words, ribs to your pelvis, so you're pulling in. Imagine you've got a piece of string and you're tying it together, so you're tying the bow and keeping it there the whole time. So squeezing up to the top and then back down, up and down. You want to think of a straight line from your shoulder out through your knee, so you're hitting up to the top, straight line up. If your hips are slightly lower, that's fine. I'd rather you be slightly lower and safe in the glutes and the abs than push it too far up and then end up putting loads of pressure into that lower back. Okay, because no one needs that in their life. The next thing, foot positioning, that most people get wrong. Most people end up being way too far out. Feet directly in front of your hips. Okay, directly up, just where they would be if you were standing. You can turn them out a little bit if you need to. Main thing is that your weight is in your heels. You're gonna tilt up to the top and down. Next thing about the foot position and kind of the legs is making sure that when you get to the top, you don't drop your knees back in before you come down, which is really common if you don't have a band. So it's just making sure that you're really thinking of twisting that whole time from the hips. So up to the top, twist, keep those knees where they are, down, up, and down. If you don't have a band and you struggle with that, what you can do is just put a foam roller or a pillow in between your legs, and it will force you to make sure you think about it, so you're squeezing those glutes the whole time. The moment those knees drop in, the moment those glutes are not active. So squeezing up and down. Just to go through the variation that we've been doing the last couple of weeks with the abductions, so pushing legs out, is making sure that those feet are flat on the floor. So squeezing up to the top, down, up, down, out. Making sure those feet are flat on the floor, so you don't want to go fully out here. Just slight little squeeze out, because that's what the glutes do. Up and down. We'll just show you the hamstring walks, because we've done this a couple of times. On the floor, fully relaxed. Exactly the same thing at the start, so you come up to the top, squeezing those hips, making sure that you're tilting that water back towards your head, and then you're going heel out, 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 out. Same thing, making sure those glutes are nice and engaged. Don't drop in that lower back in, 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 in. Your hips will have dropped by this point. Just lift them back up before the next rep. Out, 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 in, 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 in. Okay, it doesn't matter how many times you go out, how many times you go in, as long as it's comfortable for you and you're not dropping into that lower back. Okay, obviously there's going to be a little bit when you're out at the very end bit, but as long as you're still squeezing your glutes and still squeezing your abs, you're going to be good. Okay, there is a hamstring exercise, so we're trying to feel it here rather than your glutes, but your glutes are still going to be active in stabilizing the whole movement. Okay,